असतोमा सद्गमय तमसोमा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Hello Siddhanth, how are you?
Hello, sir, I'm good.
Yeah. Today is an emotional day for all of us. It's 1 year since Mani sir left us, which is an irreparable loss to every one of us. The whole percussion world is still not able to digest that he is no longer with us. But he has made an indelible mark by contributing immensely, immensely, really, for the percussion world to learn, practice, imbibe, and carry on in their own professional level, whatever be the percussion instrument or drum they play, and whichever genre they belong to. He has made a very big impact in the international percussion society, in the drumming world, which is very evident whenever I travel around the world and interact with the drummers and percussion players. Today, as a mark of tribute, I would like to interact with you certain aspects of Mani sir's compositions, his attitude towards rhythm, and his vision about music in general and percussion in particular. I'm happy that you chose to have me as your mentor after Mani sir is passing away. But the very unique thing, very unique privilege you have been having is that you have been the last privileged student of Guru Karaikudi Mani sir, and you have had live classes with him even during his ill status, and he was so keen that you should grow with all your inborn talents. You should grow more and more and prove yourself on the stage as soon as possible, in the sense that your prodigal talents should be demonstrated at the right time. That was his dream and vision, which happened last year in the month of June. And I was also on stage with you. We all had a wonderful time. We had the blessings of Mani sir. He was there in his Sukshma Sarira to bless you, definitely. As a privileged student, as the youngest student of Mani sir's, I want you to say something about your experience with Mani sir.
It's a big blessing and a privilege to have learned from Mani sir directly, and I'm resolving to follow his path with guided by my guru, Sri R. Subramaniam, and my friend, philosopher, and guide, Dr. Suresh Vaidhyanathan, who is
So that's me.
yes.
Okay.
He had screamed at me many times during the classes, but there was a lot to learn every class that took me a few months to get right.
Okay.
So it has been a very joyful experience learning from Mani sir.
Okay. So have you ever tasted his food preparations?
Yes,
Okay.
once.
Once. What was the food he offered you?
He had called me to eat puliyodara and katrika, and he prepared himself. After class, I could go and eat at his with him, and yeah, he cooked the food. He brought the food in front of me. I ate. It was a very nice experience.
I have been traveling with Mani sir since my 11 or 12 years. Like I had my first concert with him when I was like you, like 14, I think. That first concert I had with him was for Sri D.K. Jayaraman, the phenomenal singer, and with I think Ramanuja Charlo on the violin. This happened in Naragan Sabha somewhere in early 90s. And ever since then, I have also always been a favorite Ghatam accompaniment to Mani sir's. And many things I observed from him and imbibed from him. Some of them are his focus in the concert. Throughout, he will be completely involved. His attention will not be diverted. He's always focused on what he wanted to play, how his instrument sounds, That is very important for a successful and a dedicated Mridangam Vidwan. This is one thing. And he prepared always, what he wanted to play. And he made sure that he presented whatever he wanted to do. And every concert, he always brought in something new on stage. His concept will be afresh and new every time, which is always a good treat for the listeners, and especially an intellectual treat for someone like me, and a big challenge. Unless we are prepared for that concert, it's not easy to match the performance of Mani sirs or rise up to his expectations. That's very important. I mean, this is what I have learned from. And to be innovative all the time, it's like, you keep pricking your mind all the time. It is fresh and it doesn't divert its position to anything unwanted. So be focused even when you're not on stage. And his innovative ideas, what I have felt, have always been very difficult to challenge and always been very fresh and new. And he was far ahead of many of the innovations or innovators of his times. So these are all his, credentials or traits which someone like me has always found it very important, useful, and I have been following it. And since you have taken me as your mentor, I find it as my duty to convey that to you and also catch hold of your hand and take you along the same path. Okay. Congratulations to you for your, first thing is that you've been blessed by Mani sir. The second thing is that you're also equally, focused and very dedicated to your instrument, even at this age. I'm very happy to see that you are taking Mridangam as a serious thing.
Thank you.
Okay. So let me talk to you about Mani sir's contributions in the form of compositions. Okay. Recently, we discussed about one of his moras. You remember?
Yes.
The mora is not, usually it has 5 steps. The first 2 steps will be identical. The third and the fourth are reduced ones, and the fifth one is a finale muktai, step. But what Mani sir did was within the 4 steps, he converted them into, he arranged the mora into 4 steps. One, and there is a Gopucha Yeti maintained. At the same time, truncation was happening. At the same time, the end was very beautifully merging with or gelling with the previous 3 lines, which is very beautiful. Can you play that, Mora?
Yes, sir.
Sabash. Very good. Can you explain to me what the arrangement is in this mora?
It was so ti tang gidi gidi 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 dim. So all the 4 cholas in that were all in threes, repeated 3 times.
Okay.
The second step or second round, instead of 3 times, it's been cut down to 2 times. All the shoulders have been repeated. So, so it's only all of the shoulders in that round has been only repeated twice.
Okay.
And the next step or the third step or the third round, everything has been only repeated once. So that's the third round. So everything once. So it reduces from 3 to 1 in the 3 rounds. The 4th round is the Muktai, that is
Very nice, very nice. So a very clear, distinct reduction was there. Yati Prasam was maintained, and also the the Muktai is a long one, elaborated one, which is very nice, right? Okay. You remember we spoke about one of his very early Tisram Korvais.
Yes.
And also I spoke to you about the variations that were possible. Can you recite them? What is the arrangement on of the Uttarangam?
So the Uttarangam is 10 10 10. Dom tatikinam tat, dom tatikinam tat, dom tatikinam tang tang. 2 threes, and then it's 9 9 9, 2 threes, 8 8 8.
Okay, so it's 10, 9, and 8 with the 6 karvis in between.
Yes.
Okay. And what about the Purvangam?
The Purvangam is tang takita tak tak dina, that is 8. Tang takita tak tak dina is 8, and tak ding tak ding tak ding. So there is 6 carvage in 9.
You are looking at it as Chaturshram. You should say tang takita tak tak dina. It is 2 beats, you know, so it's not 8, but it is 12. Tang takita tak tak dina. Then tak dung tak dung tak dung. Another 3 sixes. Then the karvi is also 6.
Yes.
Okay. Tak takita tak tak dina tak dum tak dum tak dum. Tak takita tak tak dina tak dung tak dung tak dum. Tak takita tak tak dina tadum tadum tadum. Correct?
Yes.
So tak dung and comes a karve of 6. Then the second line is tat dung, which is 3 5s followed by a 6 karve, and tadung followed by 6 karves. What a beautiful arrangement, you see, and it's like a punch. Tak dung. Even when you recite the korvai, you cannot say tak no. You know, you should have the accent even when you recite it. Try. Tak dum. Beautiful, you know. The 10, the every syllable should be seated on the beat. That is always Mani sir insists on that. Every great Vidwan expects us to seat our phrasings properly on the talam. So tak dina ta tum ta tum ta tum. Tak dina ta tum ta tum ta tum. Tak dina tadum tadum. Takdum tadigita takdum tadigita takdum tadigita da. Tadum tadigita tadum tadigita takdum tadigita da. Tadum tadigita tadum tadigita tadum tadigita. You just briefly tell me what was the variations we discussed.
So the second round, we would, instead of putting 6 karves, we put 3 karves in the Purvangam. So
okay.
Instead of 6, we will reduce one of the 3s and we'll only put 3 karves, the Purvangam.
And then
Uttarangam, because the 2 6s in the Purvangam are removed, we'll add them in the Uttarangam. And 10 9 8, we put 11 10 9.
Very good.
With 6 karves in between.
Beautiful. Supposing you cut even the other 3 in the Purvanga, what happens?
Since all 12 is removed, you have to put, in the Uttarangam, you have to put 12, 6, 11, 6, 10.
Oh, 12, 11, and 10 in between 6 carveys. Okay, beautiful. You want to play?
Sure.
Can you play then? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Basi. Beautiful, very good. Now I'll speak to you very briefly about one of my compositions, which Mani sir always liked to, appreciate and join playing with me. He liked the structure of the composition. Of course, it, I would humbly put it that it's nothing compared to what humongous compositions he has made, but still, whatever little his next generation does, he appreciates. This is one example. You know the tadit tagadiradintattum, tat tagadiradintattum, tagadiradintattum, this concept, right?
Yes.
There are many compositions many have done in this structure. Manisar has popularized many in this pattern. There's one I did. Tadit tagadiradintattum, tat tagadiradintattum, 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 dintattum, tatum, dum. Up to this, it's very common. Tadit tagadiradintattaga, the carve is 4. But the Uttarangam is very unique. What? Tadinginnatum, 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 tagadum, tagadum, tagadum. Tadinginnatum, 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 tagadum, tagadum, tagadum. Tadinginnatum, 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 tagadum, tagadum, tagadum. Got it?
Yes.
All the 3 steps of the Uttarangam. First, in the first step, all the 3 levels will be tadinginnatum, 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 tagadum, tagadum, tagadung. Tadinginnatum, tadinginnatum, tadingin. Tagadum, 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 tadinginnatum, 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 tagadum, tagadum, tagadum. There also there is a dung. And then the second part, tadit tagadiradin tatang, tat tagadiradin tatang, tagadiradin tatang, tagadin tatang, din tatang, tatang, tang. The first one had 4 carveys, this has 3 carveys. And what is the Uttarangam? Tadinginnatum, 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 tagadagatum, tagadagatum, tagadagatum. Tadinginnatum, 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 tagadagatum, tagadagatum, tagadagatum. Tadinginnatum, 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 tagadagatum, tagadagatum, tagadagatum. And I'm posing you this question. What is the third one could be?
It'll be 2 carveys. So tat tat din ta tam, tit tat din ta tam, tat din ta tam, tat din ta tam, din ta tam, ta tam tam.
Okay. And the Uttarangam?
Kinnatum tat tit, kinnatum tagadagdum, 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 tat tit.
It's not tagadagatum. Ta dinginnatum, ta dinginnatum, ta dinginnatum, tagadagatum, 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 ta dinginnatum, ta. Ginnatum ta, ding ginnatum, tagadagatum, 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 ta ding ginnatum ta, ding ginnatum ta, ding ginnatum, tagadagatum, tagadagatum, tagadagatum. Okay, you want to try that?
Yes, sure.
Try. Good. இதில் எங்கெல்லாம் சேரலாம்? Where all you can join in so that the effect is more added. Yeah. Correct. So now most of the Uttarangam places, even sometimes in the Purvangam itself, you can join in. Okay. We'll do this in one of our future concerts. Okay. All the very best to you. Good luck to you. Keep praying to Mani sir. He will be blessing you from the heaven always. Okay. I am there to guide you. Your guru is there to, take you further on Mani sir's path. Subramaniam is my very good friend. Is such a wonderful guru for you, and I am always there. You can depend on me for all your in anything in Laya in future. Okay. Best wishes to you. Be always enthusiastic and hardworking as ever.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.